Birds were flying from continent to continent long before we were.
They reach the coldest part on Earth,
Antarctica,
long before we did.
They can survive in the hottest of deserts.
Some can remain on the wing for years at a time.
They can girdle the world.
Now, we have taken over the earth and the sea and the sky.
But with skill and care and knowledge,
we can ensure that there is still a place on Earth for birds in all their beauty and variety.
If we want to,
surely
we should. International Bird Rescue came along 51 years ago now, in response to a human-caused crisis, a huge oil spill outside of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. We have been always being part of a solution, mitigating a problem. I think of birds as indicators of the health of the environment, and the birds that we are seeing are the very front line of those messages. Our number is somewhere around 160,000 minimum. Birds have passed through our hands.
We get so many interesting patients, and especially different kinds of species throughout the year. So we tend to have, maybe a couple hundred at a time, but I do love them all. We have brought this animal to a point in which it can survive in the wild when it could have arrived in very, very poor condition.
That little bird's heart beating in my hand, realizing my own heartbeat, and knowing that this was a successful transition from a bird that wasn't going to make it, that's now going back out into the wild and back to where it belongs. It's like a resetting of nature, and I think that's really amazing.
One of my favorite things is just working with all of the people who are here.
Who absolutely are doing every single thing, every single minute for the sake of the birds and care.
It's really a team effort of every staff person and every volunteer and every intern.
We cannot do this alone.
I think the hardest part of this job is making sure that the birds are getting the best possible care. There are a lot of different factors that can make that difficult. The core of what we're doing is we're trying to provide these animals with the best care that we possibly can, and we're always going to make sure that they're getting the food that they need, and that they're getting the medication that they need, and that they're getting the critical care that we need. So we're always going to be, reaching that level of care that needs to happen.
My message to the incredible and loyal donors of International Bird Rescue is a humble and gracious thank you. They're really literally the lifeblood that allows all of this work to do. Thank you. You are this work. You make this work possible. We get the privilege of touching the birds and being bitten by them and smelling like their food and their poop. You are the heroes, and thank you.
I would like to thank all of the donors for supporting us here at Bird Rescue. We couldn't do this work without the support of our donors. Every bit of food that we feed these animals and every medication that we give them, every time that we pick up the animal and move it to a clean enclosure with clean mats and clean perches and everything that animal needs to succeed, we're able to do all of this for these birds because of the support of donors. So thank you. Skill, care, and knowledge.
These are at the very heart of the work done by International Bird Rescue every day of the year.
Thousands of birds each year are given a second chance at life
through the expert and compassionate care they receive at our wildlife clinics.
Please be a part of that life-saving effort today.
Make a gift now to help support Bird Rescue.
Please be as generous as you can,
knowing that your gift to Bird Rescue will help ensure that there is still a place on Earth
for our beautiful birds.